All right. So the first card that you had that came up is the Five of Wands. And speaking of work, this is all about our creativity, what we're putting out in the world as a team, as an organization, different opinions, competition, competitive ideas. As you can see, there's 5 guys around this, what looks like a campfire, but really it's light shining upon this basket of wine and bread, denoting that there is light at the end of this tunnel of competition here. So here's the guy. He's looking technically in the book of how should we do this? How should we get along on this project? How can we move forward? He's denoting that there's a technical way to do things, whereas this guy back here is like, no, I want to do it my way. I have some ideas and I don't even care about the book. That's what I'm feeling from that guy. So basically this card represents a need for organization, a need for teamwork, a need for leadership, actually really a need for teamwork in a creative activity. So it can be that, you all are putting a project together. You need for it to come together smoothly. It's the beginning of the year. You're putting together your budget or you're putting together marketing ideas. And there needs to be a smooth flow of intention with all. And it might be one guy says, well, I think we need to expand on budget. And another guy says, oh, social media. And I'm saying, guys, but, of course, women as well. This is, the art depicts, men, but of course, it includes women. And so it comes forth when there are issues in your creative work, or if you're part of a creative organization, you're a creative person, and there isn't really a need for the team to come together. Sometimes it indicates a newcomer arriving. So this newcomer may come into the project and say, no, you know what, I want to do things a whole different way. I have some different ideas. I have experience. I know what I'm doing. And I feel like Capricorn, you are the grounded one in this situation for sure. But even so, an earth sign can get a little ungrounded, get a little bit flustered. So, you might want to take the lead, and it might be if one person's saying, well, let's focus more on social media, and one guy is saying, well, let's focus on, a different way of marketing, radio or TV ads or whatever. Then it might be one way this 6 months, the first half of 2017, and then going into the second half the other way. Just might be cooperation and diplomacy is needed within this. And when I look at this card, take a look at what he's looking at here. Can you see that in the book? It's a pentacle on the top. There you go. The right-hand side on the top of the page is a pentacle, and the pentacle is about our money and the bottom line, but the bottom line within a company. So, of course, that may be what everyone is focused on. How can we make the most money, and how can we make this a profitable situation, and everybody get along, and everybody, come to a conclusion, come to a meeting of the minds. Also feels like there's some showcasing going on, and I mean showcasing in 2 different ways. It could be that, I talked about this newcomer, but it could be anybody's trying to showcase their experience or their talents, and I'm overdoing it, being a little flamboyant about it, or being a little bit showy. That's just the word, showy about it. And so, again, it's staying grounded. It's saying, well, this is, what is the end result of what we need to get done here? What's our goal? And then go back and see what different ideas fit within that goal. The showcase also could be about, maybe you guys are going to a convention, and you really have to prepare for this convention. It could be in January, it could be in February, but really the team needs to come together and get all the ducks in a row. And so I got showcasing in 2 different ways, Capricorn. So, I mean, this could be this could be about that, or it could be just you're in an environment where there's different ideas. So whatever Capricorn you are, then, the Five of Wands indicates the need to come together, because there is light around this wine and this basket. So there is a solution. There's a solution. Okay. And remember, this reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So watch your Moon and Rising signs as well. They may give you additional information that could be really valuable to you. All right. So the next card that came up after I shuffled these is the Four of Wands. So the Five of Wands came up first, and then the Four of Wands, which again, the wand cards are about our work, our creativity, what we do for a living. And so the Four of Wands is reaping the rewards of a conclusion to a work project. It's interesting that this card is number 4, which in numerologically or numerically would come before this particular card, but it makes sense like this, but it makes sense to come afterwards, doesn't it? Because there's a conclusion. In this particular reading, it makes sense because there's a conclusion that denotes that, okay, we've done the hard work, we've done the fruits of our labor, he's pouring wine, this is a man and woman. So any romantic relationship will work, but this could also mean meeting someone romantically through your work or through what you're working on together. This definitely could be a romance, because look at the wreaths at the top of the card. To me, that oftentimes denotes celebration of gatherings, parties, marriage, weddings. Whenever I see the wreaths, it's extra extra joy, extra happiness. So yeah, you could be celebrating the work is complete, the work is done, we've gotten through this, yay, oh yay, it's done. And this would make sense after this, like I said, in this particular reading. And it could be also too that while you're working on a creative project, it doesn't have to be this one, but it could be another one, that there's a little bit of a romance going on. A little bit of, the flirting. I'm feeling that with some of you. I'm feeling that, the little bit of office romance, not to say it's bad, or you meet someone new within a creative project that you all are working on together. It'd be funny if it were this newcomer and you decided that, hey, I like this person. So the blue violets here symbolize well-being and happiness. And actually fidelity. So when I was talking about this romance and I was saying it's a good thing, it's like what I was feeling is that it's not like anybody would get hurt in this particular union, that there are other significant others. I feel like this is a coming together of two people. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. And again, it's not hurting, families or children and other spouses. So a strong career foundation has been laid here. There's the fruits of the labor. There's celebration. There's joy involved in this project. You may meet someone. So that's cool that comes up after this. The ant also in this one, I wanted to point him out when I first saw this card. If you can see this ant on this limb, ant symbolizes structure and stability, because if you think about ants building their homes, their ant beds, right? How much structure is in that? They even have a queen, and then there's the army and all the other different ranks of the ants. I don't know everything about ants, but I have read this, and they're pretty amazing little creatures. I wish they wouldn't sting us because it hurts, but they are very, very organized little insects. And so that's what he's representing here. All right, so on to your last card, Capricorn. This is the Two of Pentacles. So we're going back to, we're talking about your money here. We're talking about you balancing. See how he has one foot on the ground and the other one in the air? So this could be a couple things. It could be about you're balancing two different opportunities. Possibly that you've gotten a promotion and that you're balancing that and home responsibility. There also could be two choices. It might be that the finishing of what you needed to do this work, that now you're looking forward to new opportunities in the arena of your finances and balancing your finances, balancing that bottom line. Okay, what have I spent on Christmas? What does my credit card debt look like? What does sending my kid to school, if they're going to college, or if you're going to college, or if you're paying for a new business venture. I just got a flash of someone like photo albums of, we used to have those, right? The photo albums, but someone putting something together, and it could be even an app. I've seen this on TV before, though, where you can put, and we all have one too. What is it called when you put photos into a, it's more technology. I'm trying to think of what it is, but it felt like with you, Capricorn, that some of you might be doing that for pleasure, for hobby. I don't know why that came up with the Two of Pentacles, but maybe you have gone to a wedding, or maybe that could have happened during this celebration too. And you're really wanting to organize those pictures. This could also mean specialized training, that a new promotion at work could mean that you want some additional training for yourself. Because the Three of Pentacles is all about, okay, now he's clear on what he wants to do. Think of the typical Three of Pentacles card. He's watching his ships go back out to sea. They have cargo on them. They've come back once with money and they're going back out. So he's gotten clear. Now, on the Two of Pentacles, you're still trying to get clear on what the next step is, or on how to balance everything, or looking at promotion. So two is about, being diplomatic and patient, and because this will resolve into what you want. He has his house here. He has, what he needs. There's a little bit of dark clouds. There's a fox in the background. See the fox? The fox is for adaptability. So this card might be calling for you, some of you guys, to be adaptable and sustainable. Sustaining what you have for the time being, and being in the flow of watching things grow. Yeah, and this is, he's balancing all of this in front of the barn. So it very much feels to me like there are some financial issues. For some of you, it's just a matter of taking a look at the bottom line. Let's draw some clarification cards and see what comes up. Okay, so I'm using a different deck here. This is the Hanson Roberts deck to draw. So let's take the first one off the top. All right, well, this is interesting. This is the Seven of Rods in reverse. It's kind of reverse. It's a little bit angled. Okay, so the Seven of Rods usually denotes that you're having to push back. You're having to stand up for what you believe. And it's interesting that, this is like different competition, different ideas. And this is about someone having to stand up for what they believe. It came up in reverse. So it might be that you don't feel the need to do that any longer, that things have gotten resolved. So that's where you want them to be, is resolved and in place, structure. And then the King of Pentacles comes up. Okay, Capricorn, that could very well be you. This is an earth sign. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But I'm feeling like it's you. I'm feeling like, the King is the master in the court, in the suits of the court cards. So he's mastered the the idea and the plans for making money. He's mastered making money. Let me just put it that way. He is the, you can see here how he has royalty colors on. There's purple and there's gold. So he's done well. He's very much a mentor towards a lot of people for advisor. Stock exchange, I don't know why I just got that, but a consultant. Someone who has really put forth the effort in his life to manifest. He's done it very well. He's an earth sign. He's grounded. So he knows how to channel information or go with, let me just put it this way, go with his gut, his intuitiveness, and manifest that into practical ideas. So that feels like that's you, Capricorn. All right. Then the Two of Rods came up again. Okay, this is interesting. This happens more than you know. Here's the Two of Rods in this deck. Oh, excuse me. Wait, this is the Two of Rods, not the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so that's interesting. So this guy is watching out over the water. He has the world in his hands, and he's thinking about next steps. What next steps can I take? So a lot of you probably have, this goes along with this, clarifying which next steps, and here he's balancing. So it could be next steps or taking that promotion or moving your job to a different location. The High Priestess comes up, and she indicates that a lot of you have been involved in spiritual sciences. I don't know why the science part came up, but the spiritual endeavors. Maybe you're into crystals. I don't normally say that about this queen, but for some reason she's making me think of, she has the religious cross on, but she's in all of, she's the High Priestess. So she's about her psychic intuition. She follows that. She follows the moon and the stars and the flow of those elements. She also looks for hidden agendas. With her, sometimes hidden agendas come up. So that might be, in this, seeing what someone has to hide, or at least secrets that you can unfold that would help everyone. Then the Emperor card comes up. Okay, the Emperor card is about a father figure, someone in authority. This could be a father, this could be a boss or a supervisor. It can be a clergyman. It's interesting. These two look kind of similar, but this is the High Priest and this is the Emperor. It can be someone like a pope or that sort of thing. It also can be a man that has passed over in the spirit world that was very much an authoritative figure. So this person comes up, or this essence comes up during this reading. So it's probably due to, it may be due to someone comes in and says, hey, you all need to get this, please get this straightened out. Let's get this going. Someone takes the lead, and this person is the leader of what needs to be done here. Okay, I'm going to draw a clarification card for the Two of Pentacles. Is the Three of Pentacles. Okay, well, I love that. The Two of Pentacles, like I said, indicates balance. Which one should I take? I talked about you may need experience. You may need more, not experience, but adding another, let's just say, modality, or take a class. So this talks, the Three of Pentacles talks about that. He's learning new skills. So it may be that you finish this project and this one calls for you to learn some new skills. Cool. All right. So let me add up these three cards. I know this went a little long today. All right. So we have the 5 and the 4 is 9, and 9 and 2 is 11. 11 in numerology is a master number. 11 is very much about the lighthouse, of attracting, what does the lighthouse do? It attracts boats to come in at night. So I feel like Capricorn, again, this keeps coming up for me. You might want to take the leadership role in any situation that calls for that. If you're in any team project at work, business, whatever it is, you might want to take the leadership role. Why not? Why not be the one that's the practical one, the one that says, okay, let's do it this way for right now. Let's come up with a solution. And the 11 in in the Major Arcana cards is the Justice card. The Scales card. The Justice card has the scales on it. Scales for balance. Here we go. Balance. He's balancing here. So it could be about legal situations. It could be. But it also feels like for me that it's objectivity. Objectivity is emphasized. Discerning, but being objective to where you can help make that final decision or make decisions. Like if you're going to that convention or you're doing something like that, you can be the one that has impartiality. You trust your own decision. You're fair. You're balanced. There's an equilibrium.